Hey, I'm Alex Joyner, pastor at Charlottesville First United Methodist Church. I'm here with John Conway, who is, I always want to call you John Conley because of the country singer back in the 80s.
At least you're not talking that I'd be Conway Twitty.
Yes,
right? John Conway.
John Conway, and just, you want to say a little bit about who you are? Sir?
A newly arrived minister, deacon in the Methodist Church, and starting to work with Alex and with this wonderful community.
Great, yeah, and John has been leading our grief class, that walking with grief through
Correct.
through the season of Lent, and we're here talking about services that are upcoming this week for Holy Week. We're of course looking forward to Sunday, and Sunday's going to be a great day. We're going to have a 6:30 a.m. Easter sunrise service in Market Street Park, and that will include communion. And then at 10 o'clock, of course, our regular service will be filled with Easter and great music and hopefully great preaching. We'll see. We're working on that too. And if you want to come in between, after the sunrise service, we'll have breakfast. And Chris Rail and her crew are putting that together, and we're looking forward to that. But I know that some folks are more unfamiliar with the services that come in between, and we've got 3 of them this week.
Because you cannot get to the resurrection until you go through the cross.
Right.
Until you go through the preparation for the cross, the Last Supper. That's our Holy Thursday. The cross, Good Friday. The time in between the cross and the resurrection, Holy Saturday.
Yeah.
Where we are in grief. Yeah.
And you miss the heart of the story if you don't have those days in between. Yeah. So we've been walking in the services through Lent through each day. So we've looked at what happened on Monday and Tuesday, and we've talked about Thursday and Friday in services already. But on Thursday, we will be, of course, remembering the Last Supper, when Jesus washed his disciples' feet, when he shared in a meal with them, and we will share in communion that night. And then we're going to start telling the Passion story through a Tenebrae service. And so the end of the Thursday service, we begin telling the story of Jesus' arrest and crucifixion, and we'll be extinguishing lights as we do. So the service ends in silence and darkness. And then we'll invite folks to come back on Friday for another service, and that will be Meditations on the Cross. We'll be using some contemporary images of Stations of the Cross, and inviting people to pray at the cross. We have a big cross that we'll be laying on the steps of the front there, and there'll be a lot of opportunity for silence and prayer that day too. And then Saturday we're going to be in the chapel. And
in the chapel for a very quiet service, a service for which the scripture is empty. It is an empty bracket, if you will, where the scripture ends with the cross and begins on Easter Sunday. But we know that lives were lived in between. The apostles, the disciples, in deep grief, they have lost their Messiah, so they think. And we are going to be in that deep grief with them, but also in the hope that comes through grief. And that will be our Holy Saturday service. It will be short, but meaningful.
I'm looking forward to that. I think we too often forget Saturday as one of those key dates, and so we'll be with Jesus in the tomb that day. And again, that's at 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon.
In the chapel.
In the chapel, that's right. And then we're to Sunday. So I hope that you are making plans to be at as many of these as you can. Our Thursday evening service will be live streamed, so if you'd like to join us on the live stream, you can. And then the 10 o'clock service on Sunday morning will also be live streamed. But if you're able to be there in person, it would be great to see you, and we look forward to sharing in this time together. And I'm really grateful. Again, John, thanks for helping in.
Oh, grateful to be here.
Along with all the other folks who are going to be part of the services this week.
Right.
All right. God bless. Take care.
God bless.